First of all, I do have some prepared statements. More importantly, I think this needs to be a conversation. I will acknowledge that we can always do a better job. Looking at the commission's findings, this is certainly not something new. I came on as superintendent, was selected in March of 2013, took over in July of 2013, and it has been something I talked about during my interview process. I continue to work with the district proactively. Before I begin, I do want you to know that we started a couple of years ago bringing people together to talk about this issue, college presidents, and I'm talking college presidents from UMass Boston, Bridgewater State, UMass Dartmouth, Massasoit Community College, Stonehill College, where we came together to talk about not only bringing educators and the diversity of our education force, but also the struggles that they were having at the college level, bringing young people to come into the field of education, and I will talk about that. I also want to stress that this year, after conversations with a number of people, I went before Messiah Baptist Church at an NAACP forum back in August, and one thing was clear was that we needed to bring community members on board to really start to have this dialogue. So before I do begin, I do want to say that we do have our own Brockton Public Schools Diversity Task Force. We've met 4 times with a 5th meeting coming up on February 21st. I invite anybody to come to these meetings. There very much has been a lot of dialogue, a lot of work. I'll share our action plan, and I do want to introduce some of the members that are here this evening. One is your own Jacob Tagger, who I did ask for a member from the city's Diversity Commission to come on to our task force. And also, I have Steve Bernard, the former president of NAACP, just recently actually retired. I know Joe Rucker is here from NAACP, and I believe Leona Martin is also here from the NAACP. I do want to mention, and I'm not sure if I missed anybody, but I do want to mention the others that are on this task force. Brandon Weiss from the Brockton Interfaith Community, Mozart St. Cyr, a community member, Cassie Sermon, a community member, Darren Duarte from the Office of Mayor Bill Carpenter, and as I mentioned, Dr. Kathleen Moran, our Executive Director of HR, Elisa Martineau, an Associate Director, Dr. Margaret Howard, representing the clergy from Messiah Baptist Church, and also Laurie Silver, who works in our community school office and has been instrumental in a number of these proactive things we've done. So a couple of prepared things I do want to say. I do acknowledge that it is something that we all need to work on, because there's truly nothing better for our students than to see themselves in the adults that they see in their daily lives. And we all know it doesn't matter if it's the doctor we go to, the lawyer that represents us, and certainly more importantly, when you talk about the time we spend with young children, that teacher in the classroom. And it's more than that. And I know tonight we are here to talk about the professionals, but we also have people that make up our school community. We have custodians, we have people that work in the cafeteria, we have monitor teacher assistants who have bachelor's degrees who are looking for avenues to come into teaching. We have paraprofessionals that work in the district. So there are many people that work in our district beyond teachers, and I'll certainly try to talk about all of those levels. And I do think it's important that, and I hope you give me some liberty here, when you talk about breaking barriers, I always look at people, and I'm going to mention Senator Tom Kennedy. Here's a person at 19 years old, suffered an accident in a wheelchair, and I know in front of students that had disabilities, because I taught those very students, it was important for them to see that somebody can succeed, that we don't make excuses. It's important when you look at, and when I ask for the liberty, to have a white woman sit here, it might not seem that it was difficult for me, but in your 2